Hi, so I wanted to show everybody really quick what I have as far as a new gardening project. I purchased the Rain Point from Amazon, and this is a hydroponic growing system, a complete hydroponic growing system. It came with the the pods and the growing media that's inside here. It came with these stickers that go on top. It did not come with the seeds. I'll talk a little bit about the seeds, but it came with everything else. It did come with the nutrients, the plant food A and the plant food B nutrients inside of it. It came with everything that I needed to grow. It also came with these cute little plant labels that in some cases, like for instance with the basil, like the basil is getting a lot bigger now, so I actually had to move the label backwards one. But I know exactly what it is by now. You know, I can tell that it's basil. But it's just growing so beautifully, so healthily. This is some calendula. Obviously, this is lemon balm. This is tatsoi, mustard greens. Those are really, really nice. Those are coming in well. These two tomato plants are the same. I planted 3 each. 3 seeds in this one, and 2 seeds came up in this one, or 2 seedlings came up in this one. Obviously this one was a lot healthier and bigger, and because I know why, the seeds that I used were really old, and so this is kind of what I came up, what I was able to grow. Everything was from so either seeds from 2019, 2021, or 2022, all except for these. I think these are the only seeds that were from this year, 2024, and these did really well. These are really healthy. These 2 seeds, obviously this one and this one, these plants were started at the same time. This one is not as healthy and as strong as this plant, but I'm still gonna keep both because they both grew. But just look, like these are doing really, really well. I've had these in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3 weeks now. These are all at 3 weeks, except for the lettuce that I have back here. I don't know if you can see that, the baby leaf lettuce. Those are probably like maybe about 2 weeks old now at this point. I think I started at the week after, because some of the seeds that I had started in here did not sprout. And again, it wasn't because of the hydroponic system, it was because my seeds were really old, so they didn't germinate, or they were just really weak. And this one as well. This one is probably a week old, this calendula. So other than that, the lemon balm, that was just struggling again because I had some old seeds, but I moved it. It was in a different spot. I put it in the back right there. But now that I moved it to the front, it's actually starting to grow a little bit more. I think I've only moved it. It's only been a week since I moved it, and it's already getting bigger. Like these leaves here were this size when I had moved it. So it's struggling, it's taking its time, but it's growing. So, and it'll be my first time being able to grow lemon balm. My initial plan for starting this hydroponic garden, indoor garden, because this is indoors side of my dining room. My initial plan was to use this to grow herbs and lettuce, because I've never had that much luck with growing herbs and lettuce outdoors in my garden, in my grow pots. So they've always been really small or stunted. The only time I've grown basil, I've never started basil from seed before. I was never able to. And the only other time I grew basil was when I had purchased some starter plants from the nursery. And then these tomato plants, these are blueberry tomatoes. Let me see if I can find the label for it. Yeah, blueberry. This is from Seed Mail. So these are blueberries. This variety of tomato called blueberries. And so so I purchased these from her from Seed Mail. So that's what they're gonna look like. They're a cherry tomato. They're small. The plants are supposed to be really small and compact. So that's why I started, just as an experiment. I wanted to see what it would be like to grow cherry tomatoes inside of the hydroponic system. There are a couple of downsides that I will maybe talk about later if it's an interest of anyone to review this rain point system. It's not like it's really cool. This is my very first time doing hydroponics, but there's kind of some pain points that I have with this particular model. I know that there are tons and tons of different knockoff brands and different models out there of hydroponics, but for this one in particular, it's really good for what it does, but I wish it would do more. And like, for example, I've seen some of the lights that tilt. This one doesn't tilt. It's just wobbly, but it's not tilting. And then this only has, I believe this light can only go up 1 foot. And I know that there's some lights that can go up to 2 feet and some even to 4 feet. So the height of this is actually going to kind of be a determinant for growing anything you know, that tall. So these tomato plants aren't going to be able to get that big. Obviously this growth is a lot more stunted than this one, so this one is actually going to probably do well. What I might end up doing is moving this one outdoors. And so that was the other thing I was thinking, is that I can use this hydroponic to start my seedlings instead of just doing it the old-fashioned way of, you know, getting the starter pods and using those starter pods to start my individual seedlings, and then pot those up into bigger cups, but still under grow lights, and then, you know, and everything in soil, and then take them outside when they're big enough. I was thinking about using this system to start the seedlings that I would then transition outdoors. That was just one thing that I was thinking. And if I do that, I would probably experiment with this tomato plant here, because this one is just doing amazing. I don't think I've ever even grown a tomato plant or tomato seedling like this, even indoors. And again, this has only been 3 weeks. This has only been 3 weeks. And it's just for size comparison, so you can see my hand. I don't know if it was really that. There you go. So yeah, so it's not, it's huge. It's huge. And it's already on its, let's see, we've got 1, 2, so wait, oops. So we already have 1, this is 1 set here, 1 and 1. And then you have 2 sets right here, 2 and 2. And then this would be the 3rd. So normally my rule of thumb was always to plant tomato seedlings outdoors once they have their 3rd set of true leaves. And this, it's already been 3 weeks and it already has 2 full sets, and it's working on its 3rd right here. So yeah, that is amazing. So I was thinking about transitioning this one outdoors, because this one I think is just going to be a super producer. It's going to do really well. If you want to see what the root system looks like, if you're curious, let me show you this one. So you can see I'm pulling it slowly, one, to not damage the plants on top, but also because, oops, I just lost the tack. The root system kind of all tangles together in this pot, in this tank. So this is as much as I can pull it, because the roots are actually wrapping around each other, and I don't want to damage the roots. And I'll fix that. I'll fix that later. There's the calendula roots. But these root systems are crazy. Absolutely crazy. Just beautiful. And let me see if I can pull up the basil. The basil root system is absolutely crazy. Look at that. I can't pull it up any further because again the roots are all they're all wrapped around each other. But I wish I can show you how long it is. Maybe when I empty the tank out and refresh the water, then I can show you the root systems. But just for an comparison, look at these tomatoes. I can't pull it out all the way. This is as much as it'll let me go. Look at these roots. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. So right now my water level, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's right right at the 4-liter mark. When I started, I started it at 5, and so now it's Ebony, stop. So right now it's used up